Thank you all for tuning in and for watching. So today is a bit of a funny one. I say that every time. I suppose I just always think my topics are a bit interesting, at least to myself. So I've talked a lot about role models, sort of in the fictional sense, about Aloy and Lara Croft and all of that. But I had a realization this past week when I was at the Acer for Gaming event that I was a role model, and it kind of blew my mind and made me a bit self-conscious. So, anyway, for those who don't know, I'm Zoe. The baby sounds you hear in the background are Harley, and we are Born Geek, and yeah, so I just thought I would share a little bit about. Hey, Loma! So I just thought I would share a little bit about the experience that I had at Acer for Gaming, and then how it kind of makes me self-conscious, but also kind of proud. And I've been thinking about it, and my phone is just going wild with notifications. Put that on silent. And I've been thinking about it because back when I think when I was pregnant, or else early on in the days that Harley was home, I wrote this whole blog post about how I wasn't gonna apologize for being a working mom. That like I was just gonna take her to meetings and bring her along, and if people didn't like it, too bad. And that's kind of been my stance all along, and I still stand by it. This whole idea of I'm not gonna apologize for being a working mom. Cool. Easier said than done. Like when she was an infant, it was quite easy to bring her places, and I would just drag her along, and she came on live TV with me, and she would go to meetings with me, and it was never an issue. As she's gotten older, she's obviously more mobile, she's more chatty, well, not more chatty, and she also started school, so then I didn't need to bring her to meetings. I would just schedule my meetings in the morning, and then pick her up in the afternoon, and have my time with her. So I didn't really have to distinguish between mom time, working mom time, and baby time, because that was automatically done by school. Anyway, so on Wednesday I had the Acer for Gaming event, and for those who watched me go live when I was talking about it, I was even debating about if I would, I was even debating if I would take her with, because I felt like, is it the right thing to do? Would she get cold? Would she be cranky? Would I be able to work? All this sort of stuff. And it was really like, I wasn't sure if it would be possible or wise to bring her, or if I should just have her stay home with Dean and I would do the event and then, come home obviously afterwards. So after a bit of debating and all of that, I decided I was going to bring her, because the whole point was that I was there as a mom. I was there as a working mom. So it was very weird to me to like pitch myself as like a working mom gamer type who then doesn't bring her kids. Like part of that is that the kid should be there. So I brought Harley, and it was such a good experience. So I had the baby carrier, which is a lifesaver. And I had such a cool outfit on, like, just to tell you guys, like, I was wearing, like, a skirt and these knee-high Converse boots, and, I just felt really confident and comfy and happy in my skin, which, is one of those things that happens now and then, not as often as I'd like, but I felt good about it, and I was doing my thing of being the hostess at the event, and I found a couple schoolgirls who just looked a bit lost, and I was like, come, let's play games and all of that. And this girl looked at me and was like, you look so cool, I love your shoes and your whole outfit and everything. And I was like, oh, thanks. And I mean, having like a 16-year-old tell you that you look cool is instantly like more cool than if like a fellow mom told me I looked good somehow. And she was really like, you look so cool, blah, 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 let's go play games. And then I turned around to show her where I was going, and she was like, oh my god, you have a baby on your back. And I was like, yeah, come, let's play games, and all of that. And it was one of those cool moments of like, yes, I'm a mom. What is it, monkey? Are you tired? I tried to get you to sleep. Look, it's the live stream. Can you say hi to the live stream? You're tired. So, it was quite a cool thing, like, to go to an event and be seen as as like a gamer and like a cool chick, and in the same breath be seen as a mom. So it was quite, I think, important or helpful for um, the young girl who saw that and realized like she can like video games and be a mom at the same time when she grows up. You know that that's something possible, and so that was really awesome. And then a little while later in the evening, I was doing my work and I was chatting to the women and kind of doing my thing, and one of the moms came up to me and just said how much it meant to her that we were doing the event, but also how much it meant to her that I was, there with Harley, that I had brought her along with, that she was included, and that I wasn't afraid to go out with her. And it was like, well, yeah, she's my little buddy, she's my kid, like, of course I'm going to bring her. Granted, I had wondered if I was going to bring her, but, of course I was going to bring her, and decided to have her come along. And so it was just so interesting to me that, like, obviously the girls were impressed that I could be, like, the cool gamer chick who's also a mom, but then that the other moms were also like, oh, it's so cool that you're here with a toddler, and like letting her run around and play, and then carrying her, and then letting her run around, and then nursing her, and then letting her play. And it was just kind of like, well, this is what we do as moms, isn't it? Like, we juggle and we do everything. We have the kid with us, and hello, are you saying hi to the stream? We can do everything. That we can have the kid, and we can do our work, and we can play video games, and do all of those things at once, because that's what it is to be a mom, is that you don't give up any aspect of your identity, you just add to it rather than subtract. And so, hello. Hey, monkey. And so it was one of those moments where I realized, like, to whatever extent, like, I don't want to overstate, but to whatever extent I have now become a role model. Like, this teenage girl who thought my shoes looked cool is going to go hunt for knee-high Converse boots, first of all, because let's get our priorities straight. She's going to look for shoes just like mine, because they are epic. But then, when she's older and she has a kid, and someone says, like, oh, well, you can't do such and such when you have your kid, she's going to turn around and be like, no, I can do whatever I want. When I was a teenager, there was a woman, and I went to a gaming event, and she had her kid with her, and I will be that woman. Like, I will be that role model. And it kind of is like, holy crap, like, when did that happen? And then, so, last night, last night, we went out, and we were celebrating my sister-in-law's birthday. Sister-in-law, whatever you want to call her, Dean's sister. And we were celebrating her birthday, and it was really, really nice, and, like, we had a great time. And while we were there was another table, and they had a young baby with them. She was about 2 months old, I think, somewhere in there. And I went over to the mom and just started chatting to her and saying, your baby's cute, and you're doing such a great job, and how great it is to see, moms out with their kids. And I said, oh, and you're doing such a great job, like, you're 2 months in, you're past the hardest part, like, congratulations, good luck, really it gets way easier from here, and just kind of chatted to her, and I was like, obviously things are, easier now than they were, but like, don't be surprised if, like, the bonding takes a while. Like, I just was very honest with her and said to her, like, I love Harley now, but in those early days, we didn't bond right away. I didn't have that typical mom moment of, like, seeing her for the first time and loving her more than anything in this world. And, it took time for me to bond with her. And I said to the mom, like, if you have bonded, great, but if you haven't, like, please don't feel like you're a terrible mother or something. Like, that will come with time. Anyway, so, like, I just chatted to her, and by the time we were done talking, she just hugged me and said, thank you so much for being honest and real. And she's so tired of all these people who say, like, oh, I loved my baby from the first second. And some moms do get that, and they're very lucky, but, like, others, it takes a while and it grows. And she was just so thankful that I was honest with her and chatted to her, and that she could see me with Harley, and that Harley was well adjusted and wasn't like a sociopath baby or something. I mean, they're all sociopaths, but you know that she wasn't this monster child or something that was proof that I was some terrible mother or something. And we had a really nice chat, and on we went. And again, I realized, like, I think about the women who have influenced me and how helpful it is to have someone reach out and be like, you're doing a good job, and this is what I'm doing. And you kind of look up to these other moms or these other women and realize, like, I can do the same. And so it was just kind of like, almost made me self-conscious, like, how am I a role model? When did that happen? Like, where is the goth teenager who, wasn't a role model for anyone, but kind of was, I guess, somewhere in there. And now I'm the funky, cool gamer chick who's also a mom and also able to be anything and everything and showing it off. Like, don't be shy, don't be afraid, you can do it all and be it all, and here's proof. It's just kind of like, I don't even know how to put words. I mean, obviously I am putting words to it now for all of you, but I don't even know how to express it. Like, do I call myself a role model? Like, do role models know they're role models? Is that like a really, I don't know, it feels like really, blowing smoke up my own ass or something. Like, oh, I'm a role model now. Like, I'm not president. I'm not, like, I don't know, some silly celebrity. It's just a few people who've seen me, but the ones who have and see me with her go like, oh, it's so cool. Like, this is what a working mom looks like. This is what a working mom looks like. This right here. This is working mom. Doing a Facebook Live and having a baby who wants to be nursed and then play with I don't even know what. This is a working mom. And that's okay. Like, our lives are chaotic and juggling many pieces all at once, and that's okay. And we learn how, and we make it work. And I think, I think about, thank God I'm not the president. Thanks, Loma. Or the president, as that lawyer famously has misspelled. No, what? I don't know what you want, my angel. And so it's just been kind of like a bit of a moment for me, and I think about, like, so there's this picture that went viral, or that is still viral, and it's an Italian parliamentarian, and she actually brought her baby, her newborn, with her to parliamentary sessions, and then you see the little girl get older and all of that, and would, like, vote with her mom. And I loved this photo series just because it was like proof that it was possible. It was proof of concept, I suppose, for me, that a mom can be working in any field and still bring her kid, and that's okay. Like, what are people gonna do? Be like, please leave your child somewhere? Like, no one's ever asked me to leave. They've always just kind of, either reacted to Harley and, said like, oh, she's so cute, blah, blah, blah. Or they just kind of ignore her and take her in their stride, and we carry on doing whatever it needs doing. And both reactions are perfectly fine by me. Like, either you're into kids and you want to take a moment and be like, oh, and then work, or you just go like, woman brought her baby, oh well, let's get work done, and you do the work anyway. It's just been, like, I've put it to the test now, in the last 18 months that Harley's been around. I've put it to the test, and I've taken her to meetings, and I've taken her on radio, and I've taken her on TV, and I've, just lived my life as a working parent with the child that makes me a parent, and carried on. And it was a commitment I made early on. Like I said, I think I wrote the blog post when I was pregnant, or else early days of when Harley was home. And I've stuck by it, and it's just been, the reaction has been mostly positive. Look, there have been moments that were hard, like when she was sick, and, I couldn't take her to school, and I had stuff where I couldn't bring her along. But mostly, I just kind of roll with it, and everybody knows me as the woman who brings her baby, or the woman who has a baby, or whatever. And And it's actually really amusing when I meet with people and they're like, "Oh, I didn't know you had a kid," and I'm like, "Yeah, you're like one of the only people who doesn't realize it because I'm obviously those one of those irritating people. It's like a vegan or a CrossFitter or something, right? You know, like, oh, did I mention I'm a parent?" Um, but it's just really, really cool to realize like there are people who are watching what I do and being inspired and maybe bringing their kid to something they wouldn't otherwise, or maybe not feeling like they have to apologize for the fact that they have a child. Like, it's a wonderful thing to make a human, and obviously like there are going to be times when you can't bring them along. Like Dean and I are trying to figure out how we can go see Wonder Woman, and because of age restrictions we can't bring Harley with us. Personally, I wouldn't mind bringing her into the movie theater, but I don't think that would be really nice for any of the other people in the movie theater, so we will leave her with a babysitter. But other than that, like, I just don't leave her with people. It's like she goes to school, and I do whatever needs doing, and otherwise she comes along with, and that's just my life, and I make it work, and it's just kind of cool to think that maybe that's inspiring other moms to do the same, and other dads to do the same, just other humans to not apologize for the fact that they've made a kid, and bringing that kid along with to work or to social things, and I bring her out in the evening, and she's fine. This is probably why she's not sleeping, though, is because she goes out to evening events. Hey, are you a little raver? Are you a clubber? Yeah. See? From the mouth of babes. And so it's just really, really cool to think, like, we can do everything, we can be everything, and I'm proof of it. So if you're looking for proof that you can actually work and have your kid and do everything that needs doing, then look no further, for I am the role model for working mothers everywhere. Maybe. I don't know. It just feels so weird to say. Like, it feels really weird to call myself a role model. But, if other people are going to model themselves off of me, off of my role, then I suppose I am a role model. Right? That is kind of how the term works. Anyway, that's kind of my thing. That's what I've been thinking about. I don't know. Like, for those of you who know me, do you think this is really, like, ostentatious for me to just be like, I'm a role model now, and I influence other people? But I think that's just it. Like, we never know how we're going to inspire people. Sorry, that's a comment from my mom saying, we inspire people and don't even know about it. No. And we don't even know we're inspiring people. And, in this case, I feel like I am. Maybe I have been for a while. I mean, who knows how many women have, heard me, have read my words online and, or read a cool article online and realized, oh, hey, a woman read that. Or, who have heard me on the radio or seen me on TV and been like, oh, wow, like, there's a woman playing games with a baby. Anything is possible. Like, you can do everything. I don't know if you could take your baby with you to space, though, if I became an astronaut. Like, I don't know how far this role model thing goes. But still, like, you could do a lot more than I think we give ourselves credit for. And I hope that that's the future of feminism. Not just, like, women can go into the workforce and find some sort of elusive work-life balance that does not exist. Like, let's just be real. There is no such thing as balance. It's just everyone trying as hard as they can to do everything. But even, if you at least can bring your kid to some things, it helps with the balance idea. Maybe. And just makes us not feel bad. Like, feel like we have to apologize. Like, oh, sorry, I brought my kid. Like, no, I'm bringing my kid. Period. Like, they're coming along, and I can still do the job that needs doing, because we are women and we are superheroes. Hey. Yes. Just so you know, because obviously you guys can't see, she has taken the Panado dropper and it's empty, but she's taken it and she's like playing with it and going yum, which I think means she's a drug addict. So maybe I'm not the best role model. So I think that's pretty much it. That's what I had to say. say about being a role model and kind of feeling a bit like self-conscious about it. I don't want to be like, I'm a role model and I'm saving the world, but maybe if I've saved one or two women and girls from feeling like they couldn't do the things they wanted to do, then that is saving the world. One inspired person at a time. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I hope you all enjoyed this Facebook Live. I don't know if any of you have any questions or comments or things to share or add. I'm going to try and take this medicine away from her, but she's just playing with the bottle and playing with the dropper. Hi? Is this your favorite game? You're never going to sleep, are you? No. At least she's honest. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I hope you enjoyed this Facebook Live. Are you saying hello? Can we turn you around and you can say hello so everyone can soak up your cuteness? I'm going to turn you around and you go hello. Say hi. Can you say bye? Bye! Finally, on command! Yes, I am a role model. Okay, thank you all so much for watching. Please remember to do the thing where you follow me and get notifications so you can see next time I'm live. I will be going live again on Wednesday at 8 p.m. South African time. Bye! So thank you again for watching, and I'll see you all soon.